All right, guys, let's go ahead and get out our math packet. It has our guided practice on it, and we're going to go ahead and correct it, and then we're going to start our new lesson. So I'm going to minimize this and open up my camera. All right. So we did lesson 1 yesterday. Trying to get this nice and close so you can see. That's too bright. Okay, so we're going to do 9, 10, and 11 on this page. So let's look at number 9. We have blank plus blank. And how do we know what goes in those spots? We look over here at 2 groups of 7. So there's a group of 7 and another group of 7 to make 2 groups of 7. Okay, 7 and 7 make 14. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, number 10, 9 plus blank is equal to 2 times blank. Well, it says there's going to be 2 groups, and we already saw what was in one group was 9. So 9 plus 9 is equal to 2 times 9. 9 and 9 make 18. This makes 18, and they're equal to each other. Okay, so if you have any of these a mistake, make sure that you fix it. And if you need to pause at any time, please make sure you pause so that you can catch up, and we'll always be right here when you unpause. So number 6, we see 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So how many groups of 6 do you see? Should see 4 groups of 6. And then let's look at 6 plus 6 is 12. And 12 plus 12 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. Okay, remember, pause the video if you need time to get things caught up on your paper. And on the next page, we are doing number 16 and number 17. Okay, so it says Zoe has 10 stickers. We know how many she has completely. She puts them in 2 groups of 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we can do the tally mark with it through if you want to. All right, let's look at the different problems that are here and see if any of those go with her problem. 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 equals 7. That's not quite enough, so that won't work. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it equals 10, but this is showing me 5 groups of 2. And that's not what it says. It says 2 groups of 5. 5 groups of 2 won't work. 5 plus 5, well, we can add 5 plus 5, so that will work. 2 groups of 5, 2 times 5. 10 plus 2 plus 5, well, that would be 10 plus 7. That's 17. That's too many. So we just have those 2. Number 17, Drew earns $6 each week. He wants to know how much money he will have saved after 5 weeks. How can you represent this? Choose all that apply. So we have 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks, $6 for each one. That works. 6 groups of 6. Well, it says $6 in 5 weeks, not 6 weeks, so that doesn't work. $6 plus $5. Well, they're not asking us that there's a different amount of money on a different day, so that one won't work. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 5. Well, that's not going to work because it's 6 groups of 5. $6 times 5. $6, 6 groups of 5. So that one will work. All right, so if you have any of these, if you've made a mistake on any of these, go ahead and fix it. And then I'm going to exit out of this screen and go back, and we're going to do our video And then we'll come back to this. We're going to do our video for today. Okay, so we are in lesson 6. So that's the very next page that we have. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and watch this video and answer some questions.
How can you add 3-digit numbers with place value blocks? Think about this question during the lesson. You can add whole numbers by using place value to break them apart. Find 143 plus 285. Show both numbers with place value blocks.
Okay, so we're looking at the place value blocks. We have hundreds, tens, and ones. 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3. So 143. We have 200s here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 285.
How can you use place value blocks to represent 143? 143 equals 100, 4 tens, and 3 ones. How can you use place value blocks to represent 285? 285 equals 2 hundreds, 8 tens, and 5 ones. Now add the ones. 8, 1.
Okay, so if you look at these. Okay. So before we let the video go on, what do we notice here? A lot of tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So we can combine these to add to the hundreds group. Let's watch what the video is going to do.
Why don't you need to regroup the ones?
So let's look at the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why don't we group them like these are grouped in the hundreds and these are grouped in the tens? Why wouldn't we group those? What do you think? Do you think it could be because you need to have a 10? There's not enough to make a 10?
There are fewer than 10 ones, so you don't need to regroup. Now add the tens. Why are 10 tens circled? Circling the 10 tens shows that they have been regrouped into 100. Add the hundreds. 4 hundreds. Now look at the place value blocks to show this sum. The sum is 428. How does breaking apart numbers by their place value help you to add them? Now you know how to add 3-digit numbers using place value blocks.
Try building your own place value blocks at home.
All right, so we're going to be doing our next lesson using these place values, the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. So I'm going to go back to our camera. Okay, grab a pencil. And so at the very top here, we have explanations of what we just watched in the video. So you can always look back here, refer back, and see what the steps would be. So you're going to do the tens, the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. All right. So number 1, how do you know when you need to regroup? How do you know that? Okay. So let's think about that. You need to regroup Excuse me, got those too close together. Regroup when you have 10 ones or 10 hundreds. That will make 1,000. And that's a big, big cube. It's really cool. All right, we're going to number 2. Use place value blocks to find 136 plus 279. So this is how we're going to write them. We're going to write our hundreds, our tens, and our ones together. So for 136, we have 100 plus 36, plus 30 plus 6. My tongue is moving fast. And 279, we have 200 plus 70 plus 9. Okay, so when we go to add these, 6 plus 9 actually equals 15. So we know that a 15 is a 10 plus a 5. And I'm writing it like that in case I need to borrow this and regroup it. Let's look here. 30 plus 70, that's 100. And then 100 plus 200, that's 300. And now as we add across, 300 plus 100 plus 10 plus 5 makes 415. This is a little plus sign here. Looks like an R. Okay, if you need to pause so that you have time to get this written down, please do that. And then as soon as you unpause, we'll be right here, ready to go to the next problem. Number 3 says use the model to write the problem and find the sum. So we have 100 tile plus 1020 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this one, we have 100 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to add. 5 plus 7 is 12, and 12 is the same as 10 plus 2. 20 plus 60 is the same as 80. And 100 plus 100 is 200. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So we're going to add these together. So we have an 80 and a 10. So those are going to become our new group. So 292 should be our answer. 292. Okay, let's move up to number 4. Okay, we're going to count our hundreds. We have 1, 2, 300. So write your 300 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one we have 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we've broken them up into their hundreds and their tens and their ones. Okay, so 7 plus 4 is 11. And we know that 11 is the same as 10 plus 1. Okay, and that's added to 60 plus 50. That equals 110, which is the same as 100 plus 10. And then 300 plus 100 equals 400. So as we're adding these across, we have 400 plus 100 is 500. 10 plus 10 is 20, and 1, 521. Okay, so you're going to do that on number 5 and 6. So make sure you circle 5 and 6. Those are going to be the problems you're going to work on at home. Okay, so make sure you've paused the video until you have everything written down that's on this page. And then when you're done with that, we're going to go to the next page. Okay. Okay, so Juan wants to use place value blocks to show 148 plus 256. Draw a picture of the blocks Juan should use. What is the sum? All right, so we have 100 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is 148. 256 would look like 100 and 100 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So those are our place value numbers. So let's do the first one, 148. That's 100 plus 40 plus 8. And below that, we're going to write 200 plus 50 plus 6. We're going to add these together. So 8 plus 6 is 14. And another way we can say 14 is 10 plus 4. 40 plus 50 equals 90. 100 plus 200 equals 300. So we're going to add these across. 300, then we have the 90 and the 10. That makes another 100. So 300 plus 100 is 404. 404. Okay, make sure you pause if you need time to write. Number 8 says, Manuel plays basketball and scores 15 points in game 1, 8 points in game 2, and 17 points in game 3. How many points did Manuel score? Use the number line to solve the problem. All right, so we have 15, which is a 10 plus a 5. We have 17, which is a 10 plus a 7. So let's add those together. 5 plus 7 is 12, which is the same as a 10 plus a 2. And 10 plus 10 is 20. 20, 30 plus 2 is 32. And then he had 8 points in another one. So he has 40 points. So for skip counting, 10, 20, 30, 32, and then we did a jump of 8, and that will land us at 40. Let me scooch that over so you can see. See how we got that? We took the 15 and we broke it up into a 10 and a 5, and the 17 and broke it up to a 10 plus a 7, and added our tens column, and we had another 10 over here, so we put that together with the 20, so we could get 30, and then your 2, and then we had 8 more points to add in, so we added the 8 points. All right, let's go to number 9. Let's move those things out of the way. Okay, Al and Mark were playing a computer game. Al scored 265 points in the first round and 354 points in the second round. Mark scored 352 points in the first round and 237 points in the second round. Who scored more points and who won the game? Explain. So this helps me remember in our vocabulary words how we have the word defend, and we have to prove with evidence. We're going to defend our answer. We're going to give an answer whether it's Mark or Al that won the game and who had more points, and we're going to prove it, that that's the right answer. So I'm going to split this in half. I'm going to write Al's name up here and Mark's name up here. Okay? So for Al, he had 265. So 200 plus 60 plus 5. And he also had 300 plus 50 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. 60 plus 50 is 110, which is the same as 100 plus 10. And 200 plus 300 is 500. So we have our 100 and our 500, so we know that makes 600. And then we have our 10 plus a 9 makes 619. So that's how many points he has, is 619. Sorry, let me make sure that you can see that. Okay? All right, now we're going to go to Mark. Mark has 300 plus 50 plus 2, 200 plus 30 plus 7. Those are his points. 2 plus 7 is 9. 50 plus 30 is 80. 300 plus 200 is 500. So we have 589. So who won? Who had the most points? Al had the most points, and Al won the game. All right, we're going to go to number 10. So make sure you pause this video if you need to and get caught up, and then we'll move on to the next one as soon as you unpause the video. All right, so let's read number 10. Paula is saving money to buy a new computer that costs $680. Last month, she saved $415, and this month she saved $298. Does Paula have enough money saved to buy the computer? Use place value blocks to help you solve the problem and explain. So let's just use our numbers as we have been using them. So we have 680, that would be 600 plus 80 plus 0. Oh, excuse me. That's the 680. That's the total price. Sorry, boys and girls, I got distracted there. Okay, we're going to use her money that she's earned so far. So 400 plus 10 plus 5, 200 plus 90 plus 8. Okay, 5 plus 8 is 13, and 13 is the same as 10 plus 3. 10 plus 90 is 100. 400 plus 200 is 600. So we're going to add 600, 700, and 13. So she's made $713. And so, yes, she has enough. She has enough money to buy her computer. So make sure you have all of this. I'm going to back this up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Okay. And then I want you to circle number 11 and number 12, and those are ones you're going to do at home, and then we'll correct them tomorrow. So number 11 says, write an equation that represents what the place value blocks show. You may have to regroup when you find the sum. So counting your hundreds, your tens, and your ones, counting your hundred, your tens, and your ones, adding them together. She says you might have to regroup, and then it'll be the same way we've been doing all of these. Mrs. Samuels bought a $526 plane ticket in May and a $194 plane ticket in June. Use place value blocks or draw pictures to find out how much Mrs. Samuels spent on both of the plane tickets. So if you want to write it this way, you can. If you want to draw place value blocks, you can. Whichever will be easiest for you to answer those problems. All right. So you're going to be doing, for your homework part, you're going to be working on number 5 and 6, and then number 11 and 12. And then we'll correct those tomorrow. So hopefully you're getting the idea of how this math program goes. And next week we'll be starting our 3rd grade math. So it'll be a lot more familiar because we've been working on this one this week. All right, we're going to exit the camera. We're going to go back here. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. But we're using our place value to do our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. And then we're going to add them together, and we might have to regroup. So do those 4 problems, do your best, and we will check them tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you. If you want to go on to iExcel and work a little bit, you can. And then I'm going to be asking people to start their extra math placement. So we'll be looking for that in our math folder. All right, guys. Thank you.